It's all starting to make too much sense now, guys. Joe unveiled a major clue by leaving a comment on that video, and clearly I haven't been able to get it out of my head. So I had to run the video back. Why is he commenting on this video in particular? Oh, the volume and Breakbeat Media. They're doing what he is currently doing. And it's all tying in now. That phone call from Ian a couple of episodes ago on a Patreon, he made sure to put it on the episode. It wasn't edited out. They didn't unveil anything. And initially I thought, maybe they just got another endorsement deal, or maybe they are about to sign somebody else. But I didn't think about how they're going to sign somebody else. Everybody has been mentioning, every time I'm like, oh, Joe should add them to the pod. Joe should add them to the pod. Everybody in the comments is like, bro, they have their own podcast already. They don't need to join Joe. They do their own thing already. But it's a numbers game. And I just questioned, why did Don't Call Me White Girl go to Breakbeat Media? And why are pods that are already situated and already have a fan base and community, why are they going under umbrellas and labels? Well, it's because we're giving you a substantial amount of money up front, aka music industry, for you to bring your intellectual property over here where it can reside forever. Unless somebody comes in and offers a price that we can't refuse. What if that was the call? What if Joe and Ian are behind the scenes trying to Michael Jackson Eminem niggas? Hey Mona, come over here, get your visibility up. We could do a test run with the audience, see if they rock with you, and in this case they did. Bet. You're trying to leave Breakbeat Media? Your contract's almost up? Oh, and thank you to everyone in the comments that let me know Breakbeat Media is owned by Dave Mays, the former CEO or co-CEO or whatever his position was at the source. Thank you for telling me that, because now I know who Joe and Ian are speaking to. What happens when Joe and Ian, hey Dave, Mona, she's hot, right? Are y'all planning on renewing? Oh, y'all are? Okay, how about this? I got 1.5 for all of the rights and all of the back catalog of Mona. What happens when Joe is able to just bring an already established podcast underneath his umbrella? And then go ahead, you can continue to make content. And that's how Joe is tricking them, because he tricked me and he's tricking all of us, because we all say the same thing. They're allowed to make content outside of the JBP. But what kind of content are they allowed to make outside of the JBP? Because I remember when Flip, early on when he came on, so a couple of years ago, he used to speak on things that were happening on the pod on his own personal page. And Joe nipped that shit in the bud quick. Nigga, whoa, what you doing? Initially, when Flip was on Spaces and Imani, early on, when they were on Spaces, they were talking about things that they couldn't say on the pod or pertain to behind the scenes on the pod. And Joe was like, whoa, what you doing? Stop talking about things you would talk about on the pod, outside of the pod. And at every chance Joe gets, he makes sure to sully whatever it is that people are doing, all their outside ventures, especially if it's content related. Anything Flip does that's content related, Joe shits on. Do that shit over there on your channel. Everything that Melissa puts out, Joe shits on. And Joe's starting to make his way with Mark Lamont Hill. And something tells me that if Night School was like super booming, Night School would be the first one that we'd see underneath the umbrella. But it's not going to be that. Your namesake is doing enough numbers wise for me to not try to get you to get a show on here, especially since you're doing so well with Ian. That could be your show. Notice that they're doing the name change. It's all in jest. But Ian don't do these type of games. Ian ain't even about that. It's all about the metrics with me. And shout out to the uniforms that they got. I saw the BTS or the Ian and Mark show. I saw the uniforms. Salute. I would rock those on the cool. But that's just me. But anyway, we were able to sign somebody. Because I remember saying Ray Daniels, I wouldn't mind him being one of the co-hosts. And everybody's like, he has his own shit. You're right. Joe and Ray could talk directly, especially if that's Ray's IP. And if he's doing it independently. Or is Ray signed to somebody? Joe is looking at the model of the Volume and Breakbeat Media and everybody else that has podcasts and just YouTube shows signed underneath them. Because at the end of the day, Joe realized where all these other people, remember early on, even before the Joe Rogan deal, the one that he was speaking about the most, that the Podfather, Bill Simmons, The Ringer. What did Bill Simmons have with The Ringer? A bunch of shows, aka podcasts, and y'all are all coming with me. One thing that we don't speak on or see is the public backlash from Bill Simmons getting that 120 or whatever he signed for initially. But he has to divvy it up amongst everyone else, except they kept it in-house. We don't know what they signed, and we don't know what they received. But Bill is the one that got paid for everyone to come along or come on board. It's up to you to divvy up the pie. What happens if I outright buy your IP and then sell the shit? I don't have to divvy up shit with you. And I keep speaking on this. Everyone gets happy because they're getting paid solely to come up and show up and speak, and that's it. But Joe is playing with real money now. He's showing these niggas, look, I got the Rari, I got the Rolls Royce, nigga. I'm sitting courtside in the playoffs, nigga. This might be the last playoff game y'all see me at because the Knicks about to get bounced. But look, I'm here, nigga. I don't think Joe is gonna. Yes, we're seeing designer shit, but I don't think Joe's gonna continue spending money on cars and real estate and things of that sort. I think Joe's gonna start putting money back into the business if he hasn't already been. It's just happening behind the scenes. What happens if I find out the worth of all the mid-tier podcasts? I don't need a podcast that's on my tier. I can't buy the Breakfast Club, but I can buy somebody underneath you niggas. I can buy all them other niggas. So it had my wheels spinning. But I thought that was very funny because everybody constantly speaks on you can do content outside of the JBP. But one fantastic idea that I had in the comment section, somebody said they should do content on all the times they go viral on the show and speak about that moment. I'm like, damn, you're right. That is actually a good idea. Reactionary content from the people that are in the content that's going viral. That's a good idea. Joe will shut that shit down immediately. You can't get these thoughts off outside of the pod. And notice when Imani made Flip shit go viral in the room, Imani hasn't been back since. Not in that capacity. Imani just was complaining the other day. I feel like we're not boys anymore. And I saw people in the comment section, oh, why is he on this soft shit? No, we was making money together, dog, and now all of a sudden we can't make money together? Especially when I had one of the biggest moments that you've ever had? No, you think Flip doesn't want to work with you again, Imani? Joe shut that shit down in that capacity. Yeah, you can't take people from my podcast and make your shit go. You can't take things that we speak about on the podcast and make that shit go. Because I know, once again, y'all remember Drake and K-Dot were at their apex. Flip was doing all the reactionary content to the songs. Joe shut that shit down. What the fuck are you doing, nigga? It's the same thing. So yeah, y'all can make content, but all the content that doesn't pertain to the JBP that y'all make outside of here, I'm shitting on. And all the content that would tie into the JBP, y'all can't do. And they wonder why, oh, Joe, you're always in all our shit. It's not because he's a fan. It's because he's trying to see if y'all niggas slip. There's certain ways that I want y'all to exploit the JBP, aka make it to where we both mutually ascend. And there's a whole plethora of ways I don't want y'all to display yourselves and speak on the JBP. Because at the end of the day, and I made this tie-in with Imani, when he parked that nigga, well, he ain't park him, but he did punch him. Backwoody, sorry for saying that nigga. Joe was pissed. End of discussion. You're suspended because this shit is taken away from the JBP, and regardless of this being on Flip the Network, it's still going to be tied in with the JBP because you're known from the JBP. So there's a whole plethora of things. And this another tie-in is this is why Joe is getting so frustrated, because y'all are fucking up my overall plan. If things would just go smoothly, and if I felt that what the product we were putting out was a grade A product, I wouldn't be on y'all ass this much, and I could already advance to phase 2. But since the product isn't what it used to be, I'm calling everything out that y'all do, and people just cough it up to him being Joe Budden. Like, no, he's trying to get on that ass for a reason. I need y'all niggas to prop up the JBP so I can get other niggas underneath the JBP, and then I can start talking to the people that have the bread to buy shit like this. Joe is not even thinking about podcasting anymore. There's a reason why we are still saying the current pod isn't what it used to be. Thank God for the Mark Lamar Hill bump, and thank God for every guest that he keeps bringing on the show. We haven't seen a guest run from JBP like this in years. It's not just because he thinks the show is lackluster. I need to see what these people with already established podcasts can do to my audience. And if my audience accepts them from the jump, we can try to finagle a deal. And of course, everything I'm speaking about is speculation. But 10 years, he's letting these niggas know, I got 10 years of this left before I'm trying to go to the next phase. But you think he's going to wait till year 9 to start accumulating all these people? No. My only concern is he going to be able to buy the back catalog of all the podcasts that he's looking at, or is he going to have to start something new? Because my initial thoughts was, damn, he's going to sign all these people and he's going to create new shows. It never once crossed my mind that Joe might possibly be looking at people that already have established podcasts and just bring them under the network. Because I keep bringing up Gilbert Arenas. I don't think Joe anticipated Gilbert ever reaching his status in his field. Because I didn't. But Gilbert had that thought in his head. And Joe's not going to let more of these niggas go like that. And at the same time, I don't want to have to build y'all up, because that's more work than I have to put in. And it's already bad enough that I have 8 mics basically, and people are still calling out the chemistry and the cohesion and the output of my show. So I can't move on to phase 2. But something is happening behind the scenes outside of just endorsement deals and trying to get advertising. No, he's past that. Because we made fun of him for signing with Prize Picks, but notice that's still the only quote-unquote advertisement that he has. And I don't even think it's advertising. Some type of a partnership there. Because like he said, nigga, I'm on a commercial on the Super Bowl. And I'm not no streamer nigga. So I hear him speak on it all the time on his podcast, but you don't hear Drewski and everybody else, Funny Marco and all these other niggas speaking on Prize Picks outside of their Prize Picks ads. That's another thing that we need to pay attention to. There's a difference. Nigga, I have a partnership. Them niggas, they just do commercials. They're the face. You could be the face. What's happening behind the scenes, though? But, yeah, I think Joe is far past advertising and endorsement dollars. What's the next phase? But as always, I appreciate y'all, man. I apologize for coming out a little later today. I thought I only had 3 yards today, but the neighbors and the other neighbors across the street, everybody wanted the yard done at once, so I had to grab the new customers. So I do have the Mark Lamont Hill video at the ready. Y'all gotta let me know though within this first hour on this video if I should drop that video later tonight or just wait till tomorrow. But I appreciate you. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the page if you haven't. If you have, you already know what it is. Hey, let's keep it running. It's clear as day they watching. Let's see if we can influence some decisions now. Y'all be safe out here. Peace.